Welcome guys, this is Ola from Stop Me Oh channel. This is the video that I have promised, which is a Q&A video. Now, I think the fact that it took me two weeks to sit down and record this answers a question that wasn't actually asked. So if I'm an honest person, and the answer to that is that yes, I am, because I did tell you that I'm not the biggest fan of Q&A videos, because it feels odd to just sit and talk about myself. But I did feel like it's fair that I record one from time to time, and this is what I am doing this very moment. I'm going to answer some of your questions, not all of them. I will answer all the questions that were asked by my Patreons and by my Discord admins and mods, and I think this is also a great opportunity to shout out my patrons, Robert and Chris most of all. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it greatly. Because of you, I am able to actually develop. Also, a bit of an announcement. I will be posting Life is Strange 2 episode 3 the moment it's released. So I will most probably record it before it's released. Stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Yeah, I posted a reaction video to the trailer if you want to check it out. Now, on to the questions. Let's see. Are you willing to play RPGs that have more combat involved? I'd love to see Witcher 3 playthrough. That's a long playthrough, my friend. That's a long game. Now, I am playing Witcher in my own time, actually. And I will be posting at some point Mass Effect. I do like combat games. It's just that generally I play them in my own time to blow off some steam. So yeah, I think that answers your question. What's the story behind the channel name? I did answer that one in the previous Q&As, but I recorded them more than a year ago. So, and that question, people randomly ask it when it's not even Q&A time. The channel name, that sort of existed before my channel existed. I was using that nickname. It's a quote from the Smiths song, Stop Me Oh... I don't remember the title. I know that it's not what it seems like. I used that because my friend Kira, she was using this nickname on Twitter. It was like the Smiths quote as well, so I created my nickname as a reply to hers, and I just sort of got attached to it and used it while I was creating my channel. And sometimes think that maybe that nickname is not gaming enough. Like maybe if I comment something, people will not know that my channel is a gaming channel. But right now it is what it is, so yeah, I won't be changing that anytime soon. Although the thought did cross my mind. Right, Kina, one of my Discord friends, would you marry me? Right, what's with the marriage proposal, guys? I did 2 Q&As and no one, not a single person asked me to marry them, and that was a year ago. So am I suddenly a marriage material? No, I'm not actually interested in marriage, sorry, at all. What do you enjoy the less about being a YouTuber? That's an interesting question, actually. I think the fact that it tends to be not really rewarding sometimes. I think usually in normal jobs, when you're putting a lot of effort, you're being recognized for it often. I think that's the way it is quite often in life, in normal jobs. At least that's the way it should be. And YouTube, that's a harsh business because you can put in a lot of effort into making your videos, and you can record them daily, and you can put great quality in it. You can have the best camera and best equipment, and there's still a possibility that you won't be recognized. Sometimes it just feels like you're recording many videos, posting many videos, and that subscriber rate is not really going up as much as you'd expect it. So I guess it's just something that you have to accept while posting videos. That's the way it is, so I'm not really bitter about it. It's something that was bothering me, but there's nothing I can change about it. I hope there will come a time when my channel will be recognized widely one day, hopefully. For now, I'm just sort of working on it slowly, and I guess this is the thing that I really don't like about being a YouTuber, because I really feel like when you're putting in a lot of effort and work, that work should be recognized because this is the way it is in real life. But it's just not the case with YouTube, I believe. I've seen many nice channels that are not really that famous. Christopher asked, your favorite couple in Mass Effect besides Shepard and Liara? I don't know, I don't often I guess you don't only mean shepherd, but I think that's the main thing happening. I think Garrus and Taui romance each other if you don't romance either of them. I guess what I can tell is that I really like Thane. I like Thane, and I always felt like, even though I always romance Liara, in each and every one of my playthroughs I romanced Liara. Okay, if I have to, if my female shepherd would romance anyone else, that would be Thane. I always found Thane really spiritual, and his story of redemption, I just found that story quite beautiful. Also really like the funeral scene. Was it a funeral? No, I think it was like a prayer scene. He asked Shepard to pray with her. Obviously it was his religion, his species religion. Really like that scene, and ever since that moment I really felt like they were sort of connected on a spiritual level. So I never romanced him. I don't think that romance is well developed like Liara's romance is, but I think if my female shepherd would have to romance anyone else other than Liara, that would be Thane. Although I'll never do it. Okay, 2 questions that I can combine. I'm curious about your love life. Will you tell us only if okay? And then there's a question from Chris, who's one of my friends and Patreons. I'm curious, what is Ella's opinion about your channel? How much she's involved in the production of your videos? Also, is she watching some of your videos? Right, yeah, to answer the first question, the one about my love life, I did talk about it here and there, but I am in a relationship. I have been in one for like 10 years actually this year. We had an anniversary. I think that also answers Rob's question that he asked on Twitter. When are you going to settle down? Like, to me that is settling down. I wouldn't want to get married. I don't actually see the point of it, even though I respect people that do, and some people maybe need it, but we don't. Not just because we can't, because I do have a girlfriend. We've been together for 10 years, and like you heard, her name is Ella. She's, when it comes to Chris's question, she's not the gamer type. We're different. We have different hobbies, but I think this is like a good thing. Also, like, I believe that she's sort of keeping me like down to earth. She's often like a censorship to my channel. She's not watching my videos, like she's not watching my gameplays because she's not interested in gameplays, though she's always listening to me. Like, she knows all about like Life is Strange and The Last of Us. Sometimes when I'm playing a game and I particularly like something, like a part of my gameplay, I would show it to her. She's always watching that. She's always watching my vlogs as well, but she's watching them while I am editing. So like, I edit 2 minutes and I show it to her, and she's telling me what's wrong with it or what's good in it, and that's really helping me out. One thing that she's always doing, she's playing my videos in the background, sort of, on her laptop, because she believes that like I will get more earnings because of this, and that it's she thinks that it's supportive, and I think that's really cool that she's doing that. Though we obviously will live together, so that's the same Wi-Fi. I'm not really certain it works that way. Maybe it does. I don't know. When it comes to involvement, yeah, like I said, that's censorship. Like, she's helping me out, giving me advice, and she's often taking photos when it comes to my thumbnails. Where are you from? I thought everyone knew that by now. I'm from Poland. Adam's asking, and I think that question actually popped up a couple of times. What's the first game that you have ever played? Now, when I was a kid, I had this console called Pegasus, I think, if I remember correctly. Obviously, that involved Mario Brothers, the original Mario game. Contra. There's like 2 commando guys, and they're like running and killing everything. Shooting ducks with this pistol, fake plastic pistol, point at the TV and shoot ducks. There was a tank game. You basically had to like protect like an eagle or something. There were tanks driving around. I don't actually remember why. I don't remember that game well, but there was something like that. But these were games that I was playing as a kid, like a real small kid. But when I was like 10, I think this was the revolution for me. I was watching my sister play Settlers, which is like a strategic game. That was Settlers 3. And I spent hours and hours playing that game later on. And after that came Heroes and like bits of Diablo. I really liked strategic games at the time. I rarely play strategic games these days. I moved on to more story-focused games. Maybe I should play Settlers again. I really love that game. Like, my best gaming memories involve Settlers 3. I mean, from years back, before my channel existed. Okay, so which out of these 3 couples do you like best? Max and Chloe, Chloe and Rachel, Clementine and Violet. And Tex said, very good question. I would add Liara, Sonny and Commander Shepard to really make Ola think. Now Tex, you just made it so easy for me. You made it so easy because Shepard and Liara is my favorite gaming romance, like hands down. I don't know, it's very believable, very down to earth, very mature, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Also the fact that it's hours and hours and hours of gameplay, and after playing that entire trilogy you just feel like you were the one, you know, fighting the Reapers. And Mass Effect is my favorite game. Liara and Shepard are my favorite couple. There's no comparison really. But out of these 3 other couples, I would say Max and Chloe. I did like Max and, oh my god, Rachel, I wanted to say. I did like Rachel and Chloe a lot. Obviously, if I would replay Before the Storm right here, right now, I'd be crazy about Rachel again and Rachel and Chloe. But overall, I do feel like Max and Chloe is the real deal. What's your favorite game? I just answered that. Mass Effect. I know you will think that it's Life is Strange, but it's actually Mass Effect. I don't know, I get attached to things. I'm a bit crazy like that, so I think it might be years before I change my mind. The entire trilogy was absolutely brilliant. Very Star Wars-like. So Mass Effect is the answer. Even though obviously closely followed by The Last of Us and Life is Strange. I love your video, it makes me happy and excited. Thank you, that's very nice of you. So Ryan Steve is asking, will you marry? You? Or like in general? I believe I answered that already. What kind of music do you like? Mostly indie rock, indie pop, indie folk, and new wave, like The Cure, Depeche Mode, like Placebo, Guns N' Roses, and many other bands. Like Block Party, they used it in Life is Strange 2 actually, but I knew them years ago. Like that song was quite old actually, the one that they used. Metric, The Organ. There's a lot of bands that I like a lot of bands that I like. I used to be a DJ in a music club, so I had to be quite versatile when it comes to music. I actually did a playlist when I was doing one of my previous Q&A videos, and I left some of my favorite songs in there, so I think I'm gonna link that. If you wanna check it out, these are some of the songs that I actually like. Do you read? If yes, what kind of books do you like? Yes, I do read. I love books. Or I can basically read thrillers like all the time. Thrillers and like crime books. These are the ones that I can always read. But I try to read other books as well. Like I just finished a book. Well, actually I haven't finished yet, but I'm close to finishing a book about like history of America, which was really interesting because maybe if you're from USA, then you know all about it. But like in Europe we don't really, we do study about it, they teach us about it, but not as much, so I read a book on my own. I have some other books that I really want to read. Right now I'm starting Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Yeah, I can pretty much read anything. Okay, so Isabella, she's one of my friends and Discord channel mods. So I'm gonna answer these questions as well for certain. First of all, I wanted to say that I love your channel every day more and more. I love how you're growing, how your content gets better and better. Thank you so much, that's really nice of you to say. What I wanted to ask is, what is your best childhood memory? That's a tough one. When I read that question, I was thinking about it and I didn't really come up with anything. My childhood was really bad. No, I'm kidding. It was good. I don't know why I said that. My childhood was pretty cool. I generally say that every single summer that I spent outside of the city, when I was younger, running around with my best friend, every day was a blast back then. So I think, generally speaking, these were the best times for me when it comes to my childhood. I actually recorded an entire podcast about it, and it's on Patreon. What I said in that podcast is that thanks to my best friend, my childhood best friend, I feel like my childhood was pretty cool. What are some of the best, most interesting things that being a lawyer has taught you? There's one specific thing that being a lawyer has taught me, and I'd say it's looking at things from both sides. I think it's crucial to understand every single person, and I mean every single person, even a murderer. You have to understand where they're coming from, and yeah, like judging someone without trying to see where they're coming from, that's the easiest solution for pretty much anyone. I think it's crucial that you try and see other person's perspective, and I guess another thing that being a lawyer taught me is that you have to be sort of toned down, dialed down, and respect other people, respect their point of view. I don't know, I feel like being a lawyer taught me a lot of things, and I actually like it quite a lot. Ideally, it would be awesome if I could combine that with being a YouTuber someday. Punk is asking a question. Are there any project video ideas that you'd like to bring to fruition on your channel in the future that you aren't able to currently? No, I'm trying to work on things. Like when there's something that I cannot do, I'm trying to find a way to do it, and I'm often quite good at it. I guess what I cannot do is record more often. That's what's bugging me, because I often feel like maybe I should quit my day job and focus on being a YouTuber. For now, it's just all messed up. I'm not really certain what's going to happen to me in the upcoming months. For now, that's not an option, but I wish I could record more often, like even daily. It's just not possible with my current schedule, unfortunately. Bianca's asking, what are your top 5 favorite games? Yeah, I think I already mentioned 3, but I would say, yeah, The Last of Us, Mass Effect, Life is Strange, the entire franchise, obviously. I'd say Firewatch, maybe To the Moon. No, I don't know why I said that. Huh, surprising. I really like that game, To the Moon. Such a small little sad game. It made me cry. Obviously The Walking Dead is out there. What Remains of Edith Finch was quite great. Last Day of June was amazing. I recommend it to anyone who likes crying. Why am I talking about crying? Yeah, but these games pretty much. You had another question. What are the 3 most important things in a game that makes it good? Powerful story, music, and the visuals, like Firewatch. If you play Firewatch, it's just visually it's stunning. Marcus asked, what are you thinking about Life is Strange 2 so far? I'm excited to see more about Cassidy. Yeah, like I said in the reaction video that I recorded the other day, Life is Strange 2 is growing on me. I guess I'm gonna have to see after the game is done how I truly felt about it. Episode 1, I had my issues with that. I really don't want to repeat myself when it comes to that. Episode 2, even though some people criticized it, I liked it. I liked how mellow it felt. And now episode 3 is coming out in a couple of days. It looks interesting. I like the trailer. I don't think I will be ever able to say that I like Life is Strange 2 more than I like Life is Strange. Just because Life is Strange is a very important game in my life. My whole channel exists thanks to Life is Strange, so I owe them a debt, don't not for that. So I will always give their games a chance, but Life is Strange has a very special spot in my heart, so Life is Strange 2 won't ever be able to beat that, just personally speaking, regardless of how good of a game it is. Or if it's not. Oh, Han is asking, will you record your reaction to other Heavy Rain endings? I don't think I will, because the moment I finished the game, I literally went on Google and I read about all the endings. And yeah, I gotta say, they were quite surprising. It's not like Beyond Two Souls that were quite similar. Well, it just ended up in a different place with different people. Like, these endings were really, really different. I don't know, maybe I will record that after all. It's different to read about it and it's different to see it. But for now, the answer would be no. Have you always lived in Szczecin? Yeah, apart from more than 2 years that I spent living in London, I always lived here. Will you make another vlog around Szczecin, Poland? I love your travel vlogs. Thank you. I'm trying so hard with making these better and better. Yes, definitely. There's plenty of ideas. I actually recorded one like last week, but what you have to know is that lately I've been so damn lazy because of Game of Thrones. Don't let me talk about Game of Thrones because this video will be done pretty much. I'm constantly reading about Game of Thrones and oh see, now I'm talking about Game of Thrones. What was the question? Oh, yes, I will. I will make another vlog about Szczecin. One is already recorded, I just need to finish editing it. It's really terrible because I have a couple of videos that I need to edit, and because of Game of Thrones, I've been all over the place. Yes, I do get too excited about Game of Thrones. And I said Game of Thrones like 15 times now. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I will finish all the videos that I have recorded but I have not yet edited. Which starter Pokemon are you? That's not actually my era, like I was too old when Pokemons were popular. I only know the yellow one. Am I that one? Oh, Tofu Games. You should check out her channel. It's a pretty cool gaming channel. She's asking, what was the very first game that you played? I already answered that one. Why did you decide to study law? I don't know. My father was a lawyer. But retired. And my grandfather was a lawyer. I just felt like it was in my blood. Like, I always liked criminal law, that's my favorite type. I always had this vision of bringing some justice into the world. And obviously I cannot do it just by going out and like doing it myself. I don't know how to do it, how that would work. But I still haven't figured it out properly, what to do with myself and with being a lawyer. But it's really cool. Like, I actually like being a lawyer. It's much more interesting than people think. People tend to think that it's really boring, but it's very far from boring. Very far from boring. What's your favorite moment of all the videos you've recorded so far? Lucas is asking. I'd say I had a lot of fun while recording Until Dawn. Like, a lot of fun. That was I really liked that you guys were so eager and waiting for the next parts, and I was like honestly getting so scared. And it was just fun. But other than that, I would have to say The Last of Us, when Ellie beat up that guy and Joel came over and hugged her. Also the DLC Left Behind. I think every single time that I cried while recording. I really like being sad while playing a game. That always gets to me, and you know, if I cry then I know that the game is really good. Pretty much. You have another question, right? Would you post a bloopers video one day? Damn it, yeah, I really want to. Like, I've actually have some bloopers lined up, but I'm always sort of too lazy to like put them aside and then combine them together. I'm gonna do it one day when I have enough of them to actually post an entire video. Bill is asking, where would you like to visit in America? I am actually going to New York, and this is where I want to go. I am going in September, beginning of September, and I cannot wait. I'm actually crazy excited about it. But other than that, I really want to travel all around USA. This is my prime target at the moment. Like, I feel like I've explored Europe enough and been all around Europe, at least Central and Western Europe and Southern. And now it's time for USA. I really want to see it all, like either East or West, Middle, what have you. Have you ever been to Slovakia? Lucas is asking. Not the same Lucas though. Yes, I've been to Bratislava. I really liked it. There was this one narrow street right next to like a gate. That was pretty cool. It was a small but enchanting town. Great wine as well. Do you have any favorite movies or TV shows? Well, but other than that, X-Files, Game of Thrones, Mad Men, I've started watching The Wire, Lucifer, I don't know, I'm watching a lot of TV shows. Movies? Oh my god, so many. I love movies. I often go to the cinema. I cannot even start because there's too many movies to talk about. I really like movies. What was your first gaming experience that got you into playing games? Like, I believe I already mentioned that, playing Settlers 3. Actually, it was seeing my sister play Settlers 3. And then actually that very same night I dreamt about it because I liked it so much. Then I dreamt about it, and then the next day I started playing it myself and I got really hyped. I have a question for your Q&A video. Okay, one more question that was asked by Robert, one of my Patreons. What was the baddest, the ugliest or the worst game you ever played? That's an interesting question, but I think the same as with movies. I don't actually play bad video games. I don't watch bad movies because before I play a game or before I watch a movie. I research it, and I don't have that much time to waste it on bad games or average movies or average TV shows. So whenever I'm starting to watch something, it's usually well thought of, and I know that I want to play that game. I know that I want to play that I want to watch that movie or that TV show or read that book for that matter. I usually research that quite a lot, so I don't often end up playing bad games. There were some games that I actually stopped playing after a while because they weren't as interesting, but I wouldn't name them because it wouldn't be fair. I'll probably have to play entire game to judge it, and I don't usually finish these games. What I can tell you is that I was a bit disappointed in Mass Effect Andromeda, but again, it's too early to say so because I've been playing it from time to time, but I haven't actually finished it. And I think the main reason for being disappointed is that I really like the original trilogy, and it just cannot be compared. I'm trying to think now. I hope I answered all the questions that were asked by patrons and mods, Discord mods. I hope so. I really hope that I didn't miss anyone's question. Now, if I did, let me know in the comments section and I will try to reply to that question. I hope that's enough for you for now. I'm not certain if that video is long, but I feel like it is again. My god. See, this is why I don't like Q&A videos. They made me look like I'm so self-involved. Yeah, but anyway, I hope that was fun to watch at least, or interesting to watch. I really do hope so. Thank you so much for asking all these questions. They were quite interesting. Thank you so much for being on my channel, for supporting me. And I'll see you guys soon with other gameplays videos. The ones that I still have to record or the ones that I have to finish editing, like The Last of Us about Joel and Ellie video. I have that one. Oh my god, I'm halfway there. And I'll see you guys soon with more content, especially new Life is Strange 2 episode. Thank you again and stay safe. This was Ola from Stop Me All channel. Bye.